What's going on, everyone? It's been a minute. Uh, been working on getting the studio situated. Finally got it to an okay place, so happy with it. That said, I wanted to take some time, catch up with everyone, and answer any questions you might have about anything crypto related, but especially in the security and cold wallet sector. So definitely drop any comments, questions, concerns below in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer them. Also, there is a massive deal going on today if you want some free Bitcoin. Ledger, they're having one of their best deals at, the one that they always have. But basically you get $80 in free Bitcoin if you get a Ledger Stacks. You get $70 in free Bitcoin if you get a Ledger Flex. $30 in free Bitcoin with the Gen 5, 20 with the Nano X, and 10 if you get the little Ledger Nano, whatever this one is. I forgot. And they also have a couple new colors. Now, I'm not sure this one is on sale, but they do have the new Gen 5 colors. They have white, like a matcha green, a couple other ones, but really good deal. And the way that free Bitcoin works is you just use a link in the description that I posted. It'll take you directly to Ledger's website, and whatever wallet you get, you'll actually receive a physical Bitcoin voucher that you'll be able to claim the Bitcoin directly to your Ledger wallet once you receive that. Anyways, welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Definitely drop any of your questions down in the chat, and we'll get started. And yeah, let me know what you think of the new setup, if you even notice a difference. I've got a new camera. I've got a new lens. I've got lighting all around. I've got a big light here. I wish I could show you how large this light is. I've got a light over here. I've got a light up there. So yeah, really just trying to go for a cleaner look. Hopefully we got that. And this is actually my first time streaming through YouTube. Usually I stream through, usually I stream through a streaming platform, but for some reason it's super laggy. So I canceled my subscription. They weren't able to help me fix it. So I said, screw it. I'll just stream through YouTube. So here we go. But I wonder, moderation activity, reactions, pop out chat. Oh, all right. Anyways, don't think I want this. Exit that. Okay. But let's go ahead and answer the first question here. What's going on, Butterfly? Thanks for joining the live stream. Mness says, blessing Cyber Scroll and everyone. Glad I'm catching this live. Absolutely. I love doing lives. The reason I haven't done a live for a while, again, is because I couldn't get my any of my stuff to work. So finally got it to work. Step 16 says, what would be your chosen wallet or wallet to split up your Bitcoin holding? I mean, it really depends. You have a lot of options. I mean, honestly, my top wallets were going to be, we got Tangem, Ledger, Trezor, and OneKey. But I mean, if you're holding Bitcoin and that's kind of like, what you're holding on to, and that's what you like investing in, I think Ledger right now is a good option. Any of the Ledger wallets will secure your Bitcoin, just as good as any wallet, if not better. And like I said, you get free Bitcoin with any Ledger wallet you purchase right now. The deal goes on for about a week, and the link to that's in the description. And just to be clear, like whether you're getting a $400, Ledger Flex or the $60 Ledger Nano S Plus, they're equally secure. They all use a secure element chip. They all have a secure screen. So you're not sacrificing security if you want to go with the more affordable option. So just know that when it comes to Ledger. Trezor, I really like the Trezor Safe 7. That's by far actually my favorite Trezor wallet they've ever put out, mainly because it's their first wireless wallet. So you can use it with your phone, with your computer. You can use it plugged in. You can use it through Bluetooth. You could also do firmware updates through Bluetooth. And then, of course, Tangem is, I have a link down there for Tangem as well. You get 30% off your order plus free Bitcoin with Tangem right now if you don't have a Tangem wallet. But those are probably my top picks. One Key, honestly, my favorite One Key wallet is the One Key Classic 1S. Don't really like their Pro model. It just wasn't a great experience when I last used it. So, Butterfly says, "How safe is it to use a hot wallet connected to Tangem? Can someone steal the key on the card?" Um, so you can't connect a hot wallet to Tangem. Tangem doesn't let you do that. You could connect a hot wallet to something like Ledger or Trezor or OneKey, but Tangem does not allow that option. That said, for those of you who are using, a wallet that lets you connect to software wallets, you can do it safely. You're not sacrificing the security of your key by connecting it to a software wallet. Just think of it this way. Like with Ledger, if you connect your Ledger wallet to MetaMask, all you're really doing is you're using MetaMask in instead of Ledger Live. So it's just a different software that you're using to manage the physical device. The keys are still stored on the physical device, though. Um, so, but going beyond that, I would be asking the question: why do you want to connect your hardware wallet to a software wallet? Is it just because you prefer that app to manage the device? If so, that's okay. But if you're interacting with different DeFi platforms using your hardware wallet, that will always be a risk. Not because you're using a software wallet, but because you're connecting your wallet to DeFi platforms, which puts you at risk of signing a malicious transaction approval. Um, and a malicious transaction approval is exactly that. You connect your wallet to some website, you sign a transaction, and unknowingly you allow someone access to your wallet and they drain all your crypto. This happens every single day, and it's the only reason really that hardware wallets ever get hacked. It's not actually a hack, it's people approving transactions they shouldn't be approving. So if you're doing things in DeFi, whether you're claiming an airdrop or providing liquidity or something like that, use a separate wallet for that. Either just use a hot wallet with a little bit of crypto on it, or get a completely separate cold wallet. Do not use your main cold wallet to interact with DeFi because you're always putting it at risk, and any crypto on that wallet is going to be at risk. So yeah. MNES says, "Looks much better." Cool. Thank you. You can actually see my scar in this. I've got a gnarly scar right here. This happened like 12 years ago. I was working out and I was pulling a 45-pound plate off of the rack, and I wasn't really holding it. I just pulled it off, but my fingers were still, holding it, and it just went like this, and I actually snapped the tendon in here. So what they had to do, they had to go in, they had to shorten my bone by it was like 3 millimeters or something. That had shortened my ulna, and then they put a metal plate over the bone to hold the tendon in place because they had to reattach it. So I have a metal plate in here, some screws. Works well if I need to, knock anyone out. Straight metal. So not that I've ever had to do that, but if I do, I'm kind of like, bionic man. Captain Honey Badger, what's going on? Once you've had crypto stolen, is there any way of getting it back? Generally, no. 99.9% of the time, the answer is no. If anyone's telling you they can recover your crypto, or if you're looking at like a crypto recovery agent, doesn't exist. Those are just scammers trying to scam you again. The only exception is like if a crypto exchange gets hacked or something like that, usually because, it's a lot of money, like maybe tens, if not hundreds of millions, maybe even billions of dollars, like Bybit. In those scenarios, they can act pretty quickly, and all the exchanges can talk with each other, and they can actually freeze or blacklist wallet addresses so that the scammers or the hackers can't cash out the crypto. So they just kind of get stuck. But for the average everyday investor, I mean, even if you lose, 5, 10, whatever $1 million, no one can really help you, especially if you don't act quick. Like if it's the next day, you're not getting it back. It's already too late. You'd have to act in a matter of minutes. So yeah, there's no way to get your crypto back. Crypto transactions are irreversible. Again, there are some exceptions, like if it's a stable coin like USDT, USDC, those are technically not decentralized. So the issuers like Circle can actually go and freeze people's crypto. But again, you'd have to act really quickly, and most people don't have access to the issuers unless you're a tier one crypto exchange. Skippy Snow says, "Yo, good to be back. Absolutely, so happy to be back. I've been wanting to do a live stream for so long, but this studio has been kicking my butt. It's actually kind of weird because I've got a sound panel here, a sound panel here. I've got that sound panel back there. I've got one over here and another one back here. It's off camera, and it used to echo really bad in here, and now it just feels like I'm talking into a void. Super bizarre. But yeah, here we are. Romy says, "Hello, I've settled Tangem Pay, but I can't see my PIN code after settled. Why?" I'm assuming you meant you set up your Tangem Pay. I'm not really sure. If you could clarify your question, I might be able to answer it. I still don't have access to Tangem Pay where I live, so I haven't been able to use it yet, but I might be able to answer it. So just drop it in the chat. Let's see here. Maybe I'll start a poll here. I'm just going to create a poll and put it up on screen. Just figuring out how to say this. Well, I'll do that in a second. Let me answer some more questions here because they are stacking up. Let's see. J-Rod. Question, I'm new at this. I bought the 3-pack of Tangem cold wallets. If I download all my coins to one wallet, will it have all my coins in the second card as well? If not, how can I transfer it over? Okay, this is a common question. It's a good question. JRod7751. Let me just clarify how crypto works, and then we'll get into the Tangem part. So crypto only exists on the blockchain, which is basically the network where it lives. So Bitcoin has its own network. ETH has the Ethereum network. Sol has the Solana network. That's where crypto exists. Crypto doesn't exist outside of the blockchain, meaning crypto doesn't actually exist on exchanges. Crypto doesn't live in wallets. It doesn't live in a Tangem or a Ledger wallet. What the hardware wallets like Tangem actually hold is the key that is used to access your specific accounts or addresses on the blockchain. So when you set up a Tangem wallet, all you're really doing is you're creating a brand new key that gives you all your receiving addresses, which are like your crypto accounts on the blockchain. And all the keys that it creates is transferred to each individual card. So even with 3 cards, when you set those up, they all have the same key, meaning they all give you access to the same accounts on the blockchain. So once you send crypto to your address on your Tangem wallet, you can access that crypto using any one of your cards. Because again, the crypto lives on the blockchain. Your cards are basically just used to access and approve transactions for your addresses on the blockchain. So you don't need to do anything. Just transfer your crypto to your Tangem wallet or to the address from your Tangem wallet, and then you're good to go. Hopefully that was a clear explanation. Abra more XRP. I just sent some crypto to my Tangem wallet. It felt kind of weird taking it off the exchange. What are the web pages for the transaction history? Yeah, if it's your first time taking crypto off the exchange, it can feel kind of bizarre. Really, because we're not used to that. Like just in society, like we're used to people holding our money for us. Like we have our cash in banks, crypto on exchanges, even like gold. You might have, you might not even own gold. It might be a digital version of gold that someone else manages for you. So it does feel kind of foreign, like actually taking your crypto off a platform and sending it into your own bank. Essentially, that's what you're doing. But it's a nice feeling because now you're in full control, knowing the exchanges can't freeze your funds, lock your account, or do anything like that. As far as the web pages for the transaction history, those are official blockchain explorers, and they really just they take you to the explorer, and they allow you to view all the transactions associated with your wallet address. So like Ethereum has etherscan.io, Solana has solscan.io. So all the different networks have their own like blockchain explorer, you could kind of think of them like the crypto version of Google, except for each individual network. So when you click the transaction button in your Tangem wallet, it's taking you to your address on the blockchain so you can view all the data about your wallet. Um, so yeah, it's not dangerous or anything. Doesn't require you to connect your wallet. All that data is already public because the blockchain is a digital public ledger of transactions, and these blockchain explorers are just ways to view your transaction data. End Step says, thank you. I might split up between Tangem and Ledger. Absolutely. Again, if you're looking for a Tangem or a Ledger wallet, Ledger, they're having a insane deal right now until it's going on for a week. You get free Bitcoin with the purchase of any Ledger wallet, and I dropped a link to that down in the description. But again, you get $80 with the Ledger Flex. You get $70 with, sorry, $80 with the Ledger Stacks, $70 with the Flex, $30 with the Ledger Nano Gen 5, $20 with the Ledger Nano X, and $10 with the Nano S Plus. And those come in physical vouchers with the QR code. So once you receive your wallet, the voucher will be in there. You'll be able to scan it and claim your Bitcoin directly in your Ledger wallet by following the instructions. Also, if you're looking for a Tangem wallet, you can still get 20 to 30% off plus free Bitcoin using the link in the description. I also have my reviews for all the Ledger wallets and a user guide if you need help with any of that stuff. Xamin does that with Tangem. Absolutely. Shirl, what's going on? If I buy $1,000 or less of any one kind of crypto at a time, where is a place of information that I go to determine what all the various fees are that I will be charged? So wherever you're buying your crypto from, it breaks down all the fees on the summary or the review before you hit the confirm button. So it's always going to be the step right before you hit confirm transaction. So let's say you're on Kraken or Coinbase and you buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, you'll hit the buy button, you'll enter $1,000 in Bitcoin. And then before you actually confirm the transaction, it's going to show you a breakdown of everything. You're buying $1,000 worth, the fee is $8. This is the total amount you're going to receive after all the fees are said and done. Same as if you're buying it through a hardware wallet. Again, they always break down the fees before you confirm the transaction. That way you know exactly what the fees are and what you're going to receive. Let's see. Mini Mine, would you mind if I use your videos and literature in my own side hustle of helping people secure their crypto? I'm not going to be offering any. I definitely don't approve of that. I mean, you do whatever you do, but I don't like people using, and it's not anything against you. I don't like people using my videos because a lot of people use them for bad. So I don't want my name associated with other companies or scammers or anything like that, which I'm not saying you're a scammer. I'm just saying I would mind, but ultimately you're going to do whatever you do. So what are my thoughts, Mnest, about the Trezor Safe 7? Again, that's my favorite Trezor wallet currently. It's their best wallet they've ever put out. Not only is it the best looking wallet, but it's the most user-friendly because all the previous Trezor models, they were mainly desktop wallets. I know you could connect them with a USB-C cable to like your Android phone, but with the Trezor Safe 7, you can do everything through your phone or everything through your computer or both. You know, it's up to you using Bluetooth or plugging it in. So you can actually set up the Trezor Safe 7 on your iPhone, on your Android phone. You can do firmware updates on your phone. You can do all your crypto transactions on your phone. You can view your portfolio, or you can do all that on your computer. So that's the main benefit of the Trezor Safe 7. Also, it has one of the brightest screens out of any hardware wallet. It's the largest touchscreen Trezor offers. Yeah, really solid. If you want to learn more and you want to see my full review, maybe you already have, I would just type in on YouTube, after you're done here on the stream, Trezor Safe 7 review and watch my review on that. And it'll give you a little more information about as far as like the security, the different kind of chips they're using, and it's their advertised quantum proof. It's one of the first quantum proof wallets. It's a marketing term, but if you want a deep dive on that, definitely go check out the review. Let's see. Nomad says you should tell Tangent to make a live app where you can put in your wallet address so you can quickly view. Um, not sure what you mean, but you can do all that on your own. You don't need an app to do that. And Tangem does offer that. I mean, you just put in your receiving address on a blockchain explorer. Um, I don't know what you're trying to view, but you can also like already view your portfolio in Tangem and things like that. But yeah, with Monero being delisted in masses from exchanges, what is the easiest way to convert existing crypto to XMR? I'm sure there's some peer-to-peer marketplaces and things like that. I'm not sure, to be honest, though. I don't deal with XMR, so not quite sure there. Let's see. Carnivore Kirk says, "Is it always a 7-day wait on Kraken to move your crypto to a wallet after a buy?" I think it really depends on your account and kind of the different account approvals you've gone through. For me, I can buy crypto on Kraken and instantly send it to my cold wallet. Only the first time I ever bought crypto on Kraken was at a 7-day hold. After that, it was smooth sailing. But I have heard some people always have to wait 7 days. You might want to look into your different account verifications, make sure that you are at the maximum level. There's different things you can do to get basically higher verifications and things like that. But yeah, it really just depends on your specific account, where you live, and things like that. Burton says, I have two Tangent wallets set up, and recently a card to one of the wallets quit working. I have a ring as a secondary device to that wallet. Have you ever heard of that happening? I have heard of Tangent wallets or specific cards not working or they've stopped working. Just the reality of technology, which is exactly why I prefer to know my seed phrase, because I don't trust any device to last. I mean, especially ultimately every device is going to fail eventually. But as far as Tangem cards failing, that's why it comes with multiple backups. And hopefully you have your seed phrase. If you don't have your seed phrase, you still have the ring and the card. Personally, I own 9 or 10 sets of Tangem wallets. I haven't had any fail yet. Even the first one I got back in 2023, still going strong. So that's just been my experience. But I have heard of people's cards failing. Jack Wayland says, if all apps went down, can we still access somehow? What apps are you talking about? I'm not sure what you mean. How is your cold wallet project going? Not sure what you mean. If you're referring to the cold wallet that I said I was making, that was an April Fool's joke. The clear card that I showed in a post, that was an April Fool's joke. I'm not actually making that at this moment. So, do you have the Saga or Seeker, and what do you think of either of them? Yes, I have the Solana Seeker phone. Piece of crap, honestly. Would not recommend it. I'd give it a 1 out of 10 for like a phone. It sucks. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't recommend it. Save your money and buy a legit phone. Buy a phone and a hardware wallet. What's going on, Zone of Safety? Welcome in. Let's see. Lost Spin Outdoors. How long does it take to get your free $10 of Bitcoin? Thanks. Are you talking about with Tangem or Ledger? I believe both are around 14 days. Either way. Nomad says, if you use the seed phrase method on Tangem and once it's created and stored inside the Tangem card, can the app still see your seed phrase when you connect it? No, it can't. Once you set up your Tangem wallet with the seed phrase, it's completely erased from the app and it's permanently stored in the secure element chips on your card. And then, of course, if you write it down, that would be another backup you have. Let's see. Jamie Cabrera Martinez. When is it intelligent to have a passphrase and when is it not? I mean, I think using a passphrase, aka a 25th word or 13-word seed phrase, I think it's always a good idea. I guess it wouldn't be a smart move if you don't know what that is or how it works. Other than that, I think everyone should utilize the passphrase. It's a good option to create additional wallets without having to buy physical hardware wallets. So, like Trezor, for example, you could create 50 different wallets if you wanted to, all with their own unique seed phrase by using the seed phrase and passphrase combo. But as long as you understand how it works and you need both the seed phrase and the passphrase to recover your crypto, as long as you understand that, then you're good to go. But yeah, it's a free, secure, simple way to add an additional layer of security to your crypto. Brandy says, "Hey there, I'm new in crypto. I'm using hot wallets to store my funds. Am I safe?" Definitely not. Hot wallets are not a place to store crypto. Hot wallets are really used to interact with DeFi platforms. And if you're interacting with DeFi platforms, you're even more at risk because there are a lot of, I mean, let's be honest, the crypto space is it's a cesspool. There's lots of scams. So what I would recommend you do, and what I teach on this channel, and what I do myself, and what I've been doing for the past 6 years to keep my crypto safe, is get a hardware wallet, store the bulk of your crypto, the crypto that you're holding on to, and you're not doing anything with it. Store the bulk of that in your hardware wallet, and just treat that wallet like a savings account or like a crypto vault. The only thing you do with that wallet is you send crypto to it, and if you ever want to sell it, you could send it back to the exchange and sell it there, and then just use it like that. Then, if you want to interact with DeFi platforms, whether you're claiming airdrops or using decentralized exchanges, anything like that, then you can use your hot wallet for that. But the key with the hot wallet is to keep a very small amount of crypto on it in case you accidentally do sign a malicious transaction. You don't lose all of your crypto. You only lose whatever was in it. But absolutely not. Hot wallets, seen way too many people. I mean, honestly, out of the 3 years I've been running this channel, I've seen our subscribers lose millions of dollars keeping their crypto on hot wallets. So yeah, if you want a hardware wallet recommendation or you have questions, I have lots of videos on the channel, or just ask them here. I can help you live. This is one of the only places you're going to get live help, especially when it comes to crypto or crypto wallets. So the only hardware wallet that has a phone number you can call is Arculus. They're located in, I believe, in New Jersey, somewhere in the US. But they're the only ones that they have a phone number you can call. Everywhere else, you get email support, and it takes a long time. So that's why I like to do these live streams. Mike B says, "Can someone deposit into the coins you have or put new coins on your Tangem wallet? Notice a few transactions I was not familiar with when doing taxes." Anyone can send crypto to your wallet. It's like an email. If someone has your email address, they can send you an email. They don't need your approval. It's the same thing with crypto wallets. Anyone who has your wallet's receiving address can send you crypto. And because your receiving address is public, it's on the blockchain, everyone can see it. It's probably a scam. So they have like bots scraping the blockchain and basically just gathering a bunch of crypto wallet addresses, and they'll send small amounts, either hoping that you'll accidentally send crypto to their wallet address, or kind of as a way to like track your movement. Not a huge deal if you just don't interact with it. You can even, like when you're doing your taxes, you can even choose to ignore those transactions so that they're not included in your taxes, because it's just spam, basically. Not financial advice, but that's usually what I do with all the spam coins that I receive. I just ignore them. But unfortunately, you can't stop someone from randomly sending crypto to your wallet. There's no way to block it. Most wallets let you hide transactions or will hide them automatically, but as far as like on the blockchain, there's no way you can stop it. Cheryl says, "Also, can the Fed government confiscate crypto held on a cold wallet if you just leave it there for some years?" Thank you, and I think you should write a book on this stuff. Appreciate that. No, if you're holding a truly decentralized cryptocurrency like Bitcoin on a cold wallet, no one can access your crypto without your key. It's impossible at this point. That's one of the main benefits of crypto, is you become your own bank. Whereas if you hold it on an exchange, yes, the exchange can take your crypto, they can send it to the state, like unclaimed property laws and things like that. Again, the only exception here technically, and it doesn't really happen to anyone. The only exception is if you have something like USDT or USDC in your wallet, that's not a truly decentralized cryptocurrency, meaning the issuer could still freeze those specific funds in your wallet. Now, they wouldn't do that to you or to some random person. They usually only do this to like large scale hackers and scammers who are stealing millions of dollars. Um, so yeah, let's see. Is my cold wallet safe if I hold DeFi token on it? You your wallet's safe holding any token. It's the actions that you're doing with your wallet that would determine if it's safe or not. How did you get that token on your wallet? If you're connecting to like a mining platform or claiming airdrops or connecting to decentralized exchanges, you are now putting your wallet at risk because you're using your wallet to sign transactions on the internet. Uh, so you're exposing it to potentially malicious transactions. But if you just bought a DeFi token on a crypto exchange or something and sent it to your wallet, you're good to go. MNES777 says, what are your thoughts about transferring crypto between Tangent wallets? If you're just asking how it works, I mean, it's extremely easy to do because it's all in one app. I mean, I've done it. I need to make a video on that, but it's very straightforward. You just, assuming you have like two wallets set up on your Tangent wallet, you just swipe left and right to switch between wallets. So you would just swipe to the one that you're going to send crypto to. Let's say you're sending Bitcoin to your other Tangent wallet. So you swipe over to that one, you select Bitcoin, you hit the receive button, you copy the receiving address, then you swipe back over to your other Tangent wallet, hit the send button on Bitcoin, enter the amount of Bitcoin you want to send, paste the receiving address from your other Tangent wallet, confirm the transaction. It takes 10 seconds. So that's what I think. It's easy. Adriana says, I set up Tangem. When I pressed purchase XRP, it indicated that it did not recognize the address. I tried another crypto, same message. After that, it didn't allow me to move forward. I'm not sure what you mean exactly. I don't know. I would need like the actual message it said, or because I'm not sure what address is talking about, to be honest. I would ensure when you open up your Tangem wallet that there's not a button that says you need to sync your addresses or something. Like sometimes, like on the main screen, there will be a button right below the buy, swap, and sell, and it'll say synchronize addresses. And you would just tap that and then hold up one of your cards to sync the addresses. Just make sure your wallet doesn't say that. If it does, you would need to sync your addresses. If it's not that, then I'm not sure what it would be. Let's see here. Sorry, just to have access. Pop out dashboard. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just checking a few things here. Create highlight video. Delete ad. Let's see. Just checking some things here. Give me 1 second. Gotta check. And how to pause during live stream. Let's see. I'm going to try to pause this really quickly. I don't know if I can, but bear with me real quick, and I'll be back in just a second. And it's not working. See, this is what happens when I use a new streaming platform. I don't know how to pause the stream. Yeah, I don't want that. Oh, here we go. Let's see. What is this? Your activity stream settings. Dual stream. I don't want that. Oh, interesting. Sorry, bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to learn this in real time. I don't want to end the live stream. I just wanted to pause it. Oh, well. Anyways, let's get back to the questions. Appreciate all you do, says Abra. Absolutely. Appreciate you joining the live stream. Y Keys says, when will you make your own wallet for real? I will buy like many others because you are all about security. I've looked into it, and to be completely honest, like to make a hardware wallet, I mean, realistically, if you want to make a secure one, that's actually good to use. Initial startup costs would probably be in the ballpark of around $3 million to get a working product and to start shipping it. I don't have $3 million just laying around. Now there is like room, maybe creating like not a fundraiser, but there's like websites where you can, basically say, hey, this is what I'm creating. You can buy it now, and with a promise that you'll receive it, later on. I could do something like that, but if I were going to go that route and create my own product, I'd really want to bootstrap it myself and not owe anyone money or anything like that. I don't like taking out loans or being in debt. So maybe one day would be really cool, but I've definitely considered it. Mness says, can you recommend a good crypto tax app? I use CoinLedger. In fact, I have a whole walkthrough video on CoinLedger. If you just type it on YouTube, how to file crypto taxes, my video should be one of the first to pop up. And in that video, I walk you through CoinLedger and how to use it. And that works for all your crypto exchanges, all your hot wallets, cold wallets. It'll work for most all of your wallets. Cryptams says, have you heard of the guy who thought he was permanently locked out of his Tangem, which contained 2.7 million Caspa and 0.5 Bitcoin because of an alleged bug in the wallet? I haven't. No. Doesn't really make any sense to me unless he was using it without a seed phrase, but you wouldn't be locked out of a wallet because you can take your seed phrase and use it in any wallet. So sounds kind of fishy without knowing the full context. Which are the most reliable no KYC exchanges to use? I don't know. Reliable, I wouldn't say there's a lot, especially if you're in the US. It's really hard to get a no KYC exchange. Cheryl says, if you buy crypto and then hold it on an exchange and then at some time later, can you transfer that crypto to a cold wallet? Yeah, of course. Of course you can. Let's see, Eric Israel says, I want to know what you think about staking with Ledger Wallet. I mean, with the earn section or the integrated options. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're going to stake, I think doing it through your cold wallet is potentially a better option than doing it through like an exchange or something, because it just gives you a little more control. Now, just to be clear, when you stake crypto, you are locking that crypto up into a smart contract. So there is still that risk that you're putting it into a contract. There's always going to be risk no matter what way you look at it in crypto, but the goal is to always reduce your risk and do what's most secure without sacrificing usability or making things too complex. So 100%, if you want to stake crypto using your hardware wallet, I think that's a good route to go. Lucky Universe says, Ledger Flex or the Nano Gen 5? It's a good question. And so Lucky Universe is asking between the Ledger Flex or the Ledger Nano Gen 5. A couple main differences here. The Gen 5 is an all plastic body, as you can see, just solid plastic. Nothing too wrong with that. The Ledger Flex, it does have an aluminum. It's got like an aluminum, brushed aluminum here and brushed aluminum on the back. Or sorry, that's actually plastic on the back. And then it has this aluminum edging. It's got brushed aluminum down here. So really, if you want a more premium device, go for the Ledger Flex. If you just want a touchscreen Ledger wallet that gets the job done, just save some money and go with the Ledger Nano Gen 5. Works exactly the same as a Flex and the Stacks. You know, the screen is slightly lower quality. Again, the device is plastic, but I mean, who cares, honestly? It's a freaking crypto wallet. We're not streaming YouTube on it. We're signing transactions, and it's definitely clear enough to see. Maybe not on my camera, but it's easy to read. Buttons are easy to press. The only thing I would recommend considering is because of the deal that Ledger has going on right now that lasts for the next week. The description to this deal, sorry, the deal is down in the description of this video. Just tap the link. If you get a Ledger Flex right now, you will get $70 in free Bitcoin. So you could see that as like 70 bucks off. Or if you get the Gen 5, it's $30. So if you want that additional free Bitcoin and you like the Ledger Flex, it would be a good time to get it. Otherwise, just save some money. Go with the Gen 5. But again, just to, in case no one heard that, or in case someone didn't hear that, Ledger is having their big deal right now. It's going on for the next week or so. It just started today. You get free Bitcoin with any Ledger wallet you purchase, and I dropped a link to that down in the description. It's the first link in the description, and it takes you directly to their website. It's like my custom profile they gave me on the Ledger website. But you get $80 in free Bitcoin with the Ledger Stack, $70 in free Bitcoin with the Flex, $30 in free Bitcoin with the Gen 5. You get $20 in free Bitcoin with the Nano X, and 10 with the little Ledger Nano S Plus. And for anyone who's wondering, all these wallets, even though they're all different prices, they all offer the same security. So you're not sacrificing security by choosing a more affordable one. You're just sacrificing maybe a little build quality and usability. Like something like the Ledger Nano S Plus, probably not as enjoyable to use as something like the Gen 5 because you get this little screen over here, right? Versus a full touch screen. So that's what I'd be considering. But link to that is down in the description. I also dropped all my reviews to all the Ledger wallets down in the description and a video where I compare all the Ledger wallets if you want to see them all side by side. I don't think the Gen 5 is in that video, but it's basically the same as a Flex. And then I have my user guide for setting up and using the touchscreen models as well. So Y Key says, question, can you personally ask Ledger to integrate all the benefits a Tangem and Trezor have, or vice versa? If not, maybe when you make your own wallet, it will have all three of those wallets into one. I mean, could ask Ledger anything. I'm not sure what benefits of Tangem or Trezor you're talking about. All hardware wallets work pretty much the same. I mean, there's only so many ways you can make a hardware wallet because the blockchain only works, one way. But yeah, I'd be curious to know what specifically you're talking about. Eric says, I'm sorry, the question about staking with Ledger Wallet is about safety. Is it completely secure? Nothing is completely secure. Nothing will ever be 100% secure. That's impossible. It is more secure than staking on something like a crypto exchange. I would say staking using a hardware wallet is one of the most secure ways you can stake crypto, but you have to understand there are risks to staking in general, regardless of what you're using to stake. If you want to see what those risks are, I have an entire video on it. Just type it on YouTube, how to stake crypto. And my video walks you through what staking is, the risks and things to be aware of. In general, though, staking is considered safe. I mean, probably less than 1% of people actually lose money staking. So yeah, something to consider. Nothing's 100% secure. And just try this Kirkland energy, not sponsored, but shout out to Kirkland for the cheap energy drinks. Only thing I don't like about certain energy drinks, especially ones like this, is it uses the sucralose, the artificial sweetener. I think sucralose is one of the nastiest tasting sweeteners. Just is so artificial tasting. It's a good flavor other than that sweetener. You can taste it like right when you swallow. It gets that weird. I don't like that sweetness. Other than that, though, I think it was like $12 or $14 for a pack of 24. So, you know, got to save money where we can, right? Let's see, where were we? This chat gets crazy sometimes. I got to get a haircut too. My hair's been, I've seriously been bumming it out, just trying to set up this studio. It's been a 3-week process now between the microphone and the lighting, the camera. It's been a huge learning curve. Took me 3 weeks, literally. So here we are. Y Keys says, if you use MetaMask or another hot wallet, make sure the hot wallet has an option to hook your hardware wallet to it. Thus, it is protected via the hardware wallet connection. Yeah, I mean, the only way you connect your hardware wallet to a software wallet is using the connect hardware wallet feature. If you're importing your hardware wallet seed phrase into a software wallet, that's not connecting it to a software wallet. That's turning your hardware wallet into a hot wallet. So the Fair Protocol says, my favorite is the Ledger Flex. It is the only wallet that is letting you see what you do exactly. What do you think? That's not the only wallet that offers like clear signing. Trezor has a version of that. Keystone also has that. OneKey has that. Even Tangem in its own way has that. Of course, Tangem, you have to verify through the app, but they have like integration with Blockade and other things that allow you to verify transaction data offline before you actually sign it. So every hardware wallet has their own version of clear signing like Ledger has. But yeah, I mean, overall, Ledger is they're one of the top hardware wallet brands, so it's hard to beat them. Maurice Corte. I've recently heard of whitelisting your wallet address to protect your wealth. Have you heard of that? I haven't. Don't even know how that would protect your wealth. Honestly, it doesn't. Sounds weird. I would need more context. Super Silvers, good evening. Will Tangem add an ATM cash out in the future? So Tangem already has that. If you're using Tangem Pay, which is Tangem's debit card, you can take cash out from your Tangem Pay card at an ATM. Now, to be fair, that will require the physical Tangem Pay card, which I don't think is available yet. But again, with Tangem Pay, you can already spend your crypto at over 90 million Visa terminals around the world. Anywhere online that accepts Apple, Google Pay, you can already spend your crypto, and soon you'll be able to cash out crypto through an ATM as well. Stefan Doe says, I have crypto on a Tangem wallet. I converted from one crypto to another crypto using the Tangem app and wallet. Would my crypto now be susceptible to hacks after I did that? Not necessarily. I mean, that is generally considered safe. Obviously, these hardware wallet manufacturers aren't partnering with like sketchy platforms that's going to put your crypto at risk. But I would say it depends if you did that swap, because there's different providers when you swap in something like Tangem or Ledger or Trezor. So the options they have are either going to be a centralized exchange like Changely, MoonPay, or there will be decentralized options like Inch One. If you swapped it using a decentralized exchange, you signed a smart contract. So the smart contract is what puts your wallet at risk. You could just go revoke that contract using something like revoke.cash. But if you swapped it using a centralized exchange, then you're good to go, because when you use a centralized exchange through something like Tangem, what actually happens is you're sending your crypto to the third-party exchange. They do the swap on their end, and then they send it back to your wallet. So you're not taking on any of the swapping risk. Miguel says, not financial advice. I use a Tangem wallet and I'm considering the Visa card. Is it secure? And how does using it affect taxes? The Visa card is, it's been audited. Up to this point, it's been secure. Again, there's two versions of the Visa card. There's a physical card that they'll release later, and now the digital card that's available directly in the app. Just to be clear, Tangem Pay is completely separate from your Tangem wallet. So using Tangem Pay isn't putting your current Tangem wallet at risk. It's a completely separate wallet, completely separate product. So in that aspect, it's secure. Tangem Pay in itself is a self-custodial wallet, which is nice because that means the bank isn't holding your money or an exchange isn't holding your crypto. So it's also secure in that sense. So overall, I would say it's secure. As far as how it will affect your taxes, again, I'm not a tax professional, but so as of right now in the US at least, spending crypto, so anytime you dispose of your crypto, so whether you're buying a product, whether you're swapping one crypto for another or swapping crypto for cash, those are all taxable events. Taxable meaning you're supposed to report it on your uh, with your tax reports. But you would only owe money if the swap resulted in profit. So for example, if you bought Bitcoin, let's just say you bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin and then you sold it 2 months later for $2,000, there is $1,000 profit that you made. So you'd pay taxes on that profit. Now, when you use something like Tangem Pay, there's no profit or loss because it's one to one. Because the way Tangem Pay works is you have to top up the wallet, and you can only use USDC, which is a stable coin, which is pegged to the price of the US dollar. So one US dollar equals one USDC. So if you buy $500 worth of USDC and then you go and spend it on, a new camera using Tangent Pay, technically it's a taxable event because you disposed of the crypto, but there's no profit or loss. So you're not going to owe any money or be able to offset any gains because again, there's no profit or loss. Um, so yeah, you'll have to report it, but it's not going to make you owe or anything like that. Raphael, Archangel of the Father. I just created my Meta wallet after my trading account went through the roof, and my UI doesn't reflect my true balance. So my API doesn't reflect my dashboard account. So I'm not sure what a Meta wallet is, unless you're talking about MetaMask, which I'm assuming you are, or if you're actually talking about the Meta wallet that's used for MetaCoin, Hyperledger. I don't know anything about that. Kind of sounds fishy to me. So I'm sorry, I don't have specific advice for you. I don't know what the Meta wallet really is. It to me, what you're explaining, and I would need more context, but it kind of sounds like a scam because generally when I hear, oh my trading account or my balance went through the roof and now I can't access it or I can't cash out, that sounds like some kind of investment scam. So I'd be very careful there. Mike says, follow-up question. So is it okay to move from Tangem and sell my crypto on exchange as example XRP with unknown deposits also on XRP? Would they take so you're asking, can you send crypto from Tangem to your exchange and sell it there? Yes, you can do that. Will they freeze your crypto? Nobody knows. They can do whatever they want. Personally, the way that I sell crypto is I send it from my wallet to the exchange and I sell it on the exchange. I've only ever ran into an issue one time. Kraken froze my funds because I had opened another account on Kraken and I had used like similar information. So they were wondering why I had duplicate accounts. It took about an hour to figure out, and then they released my funds. But that's just one example of why something like that could happen. In general, it's considered safe to transfer your crypto to the exchange, cash it out. So yeah. CB says, I just set up my Tangem plus Keystone and I'm beginning to move my crypto off exchanges. I'm curious about Ledin. Can you tell us your thoughts on that? I can't because I don't know what that is. If it's a crypto, let's see, Ledin. Access USD liquidity with Ledin secure Bitcoin backed loans. I don't think you should be, sorry, I would never take out any loans. I don't do that, especially with something as volatile as crypto. So it's not something I'd ever recommend because it's not something I'd ever do myself. But if that's what you want to do, that is your decision. Kaz says, I want to trade perps on Hyperliquid or Aster. Could you recommend a workflow to use Cola as a signer and which one would be the fastest? First, you would need to find a wallet that works with Hyperliquid, which I think Ledger does. As far as workflow, just know that you are signing different contracts. So, maybe not don't have all your eggs in one basket. Like if there is some crypto that you're holding on to for the long term, put that into a separate cold wallet and then have your main like Ledger wallet that you're using to trade perps with. Again, Ledger is really simple. Any wallet you get is going to be pretty quick as long as it's not air gapped. It's like a Ledger, Trezor, OneKey, all going to be good options, assuming they work with the platforms you're using, which obviously you'll want to check. I'm pretty sure Ledger does work with Hyperliquid. Let me check. Hyperliquid's integrated with Ledger Wallet. So Ledger would probably be one of the best options. And again, right now you can get free Bitcoin with any Ledger wallet you purchase. Link is down in the description. You can get up to $80 in free Bitcoin when you buy a Ledger wallet. So if you don't already have one, definitely take advantage of that deal because it ends in a week. This is the best deal that Ledger really offers is their free Bitcoin. And I mean, it's easy to claim, you get a physical voucher, you'll claim it when your wallet arrives. So yeah, for like Hyperliquid and things like that, get a Ledger wallet, only use that wallet to do things in DeFi and make sure you have a separate wallet for any long-term crypto holdings. That would be the workflow that I'd use. Can you tell us more about your school? Is this a membership? Yeah, I do have a link to my school community down in the chat or down in the description as well. School is a known platform where people host different communities. So, I mean, if you go and check out that link, it'll tell you everything you get, but it's the only way that you get direct access to me. So you can DM me. We do group calls every 2 weeks. So it's me and everyone else in the group. We jump on a live video call like this where we can all talk to each other. I answer questions and, it's a lot of fun. I also bring in an industry expert every month. So this month we had Ledger come in and talk to us. Super fun. We've had a coin ledger come in and talk to us. We had a crypto CPA. We had a lawyer come in and talk to us about crypto estate planning. So those are just some of the things. And along with that, you get access to the entire community, which we're about 100 members strong right now. It is a membership. It's month to month, so you can cancel anytime. It's $25 a month. And that was a way for me to offer what a lot of people were asking, which a lot of people wanted one-on-one time with me. And to make that worth my time, I would have had to charge a stupid amount of money. So I decided to create a community where I can basically, talk to a lot of people in a community setting versus one-on-one. And it's a lot more affordable for people. And it's a lot more fun that way anyways. So that's kind of what the membership is. But yeah, if you have like any questions, you just shoot me a text basically, and I'll reply within a day or two. So LifePath 6187. I staked $10 XRP on Cryptonomy last year with my ledger. I don't know at this time was a scam. Is there anything you can do about it? If your crypto's gone, it's gone. There's nothing you can do, unfortunately. Do all Ledger devices have the same level of security during setup? Asks Luke. Yes, they're all the exact same level of security. Yeah, leave it at that. Good evening to you. The chat keeps moving on me. Let's see, where did we go? Own News. Good evening. LifePath says, let's see, I already answered that. Caspa Silver did a story on it in which he gave the bad recommendation to never use a seed phrase with Tangem. My crypto crew presented a better story worth hearing for possible future reference. Yeah, I mean, that's why I like to use a seed phrase with Tangem. What's the max amount of money you'd recommend keeping on one wallet before you start adding a separate wallet? I can't decide that for you. That's going to differ for everyone. There's no right answer for that. Only you could determine that. What is considered a lot of money to you? Because for someone like me, I might think $1,000 is a lot of money, and that's what I'm willing to keep on one wallet. Where you could be a bazillionaire and you could have millions of dollars and you feel comfortable keeping, $5 million on one wallet. It's not so much the amount, it's more about the risk. So, I mean, if you have one wallet, with all of your crypto, and then you get another wallet and you split your crypto 50-50 into each wallet, you have effectively split your risk in half. So it's, 50-50. And now you can further split that risk. If you get a third wallet, now you're down to 33% risk in each wallet. So I kind of look at it like that. You also don't want to get like too complex, right? Like it doesn't make sense to have 100 different cold wallets because then it just gets to be too much to manage. So it's about finding that fine line between security and complexity. So whatever that looks like for you is the right answer. Hopefully that answered that. Keith Barnes says, I fell for a phishing attack and lost my Tangem wallet content also. I'm sorry to hear that, Keith. Phishing attacks are one of the the most common scams still in crypto because it's the lowest hanging fruit for scammers because all they really need to do is get your seed phrase and it's game over. That said, you can still factory reset your Tangem cards and start over, and this time hopefully just take that as a lesson and move forward with a security conscious approach or a security focused approach, because a lot of people get into crypto and they don't look into security until after something bad happens. I like to think of it as, if you don't know how to secure your crypto, you shouldn't own crypto. So learn the fundamentals first, which it sounds like you're doing, which is why you're on this live stream and things like that. But learn the fundamentals first and then buy your crypto. So you can still restart. We've all had our ups and downs in crypto. Just factory reset your Tangem cards, buy some new crypto. Know that no one will never share your seed phrase with anyone, never connect your wallet to any websites, and you should be good. Let's see. I didn't put my crypto in my taxes because I didn't gain anything. Should I still? Again, I'm not a tax professional. You're still supposed to report your crypto. Yes. If you had any taxable events, like you swapped crypto or you cashed any crypto out, even if you didn't gain or lose, you're still supposed to put it in your tax. It's still supposed to be reported. So. And especially with the new 1099 DA, the crypto exchanges are actually reporting your transactions to the IRS. So that raises a red flag because the IRS is getting data from the exchanges. Oh, this guy bought crypto and sold crypto. That's weird. Why didn't he report it on his taxes? That is going to raise some red flags. Shang Tsung X, what's going on? Gord Moore, hello. Luck Universe. Actually, don't click my link. Is it safe? But better practices, go on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, Luck Universe. I've been doing this channel for 3 years now, and I built up a reputation by not scamming people. So all the links that I put in the description of my channel always go directly to the manufacturer's website. I never link to any third-party websites. So yeah, my reputation speaks for itself. Gord Moore says, I'm in a scam as we speak. How can you help me? Depends on where you're at in the process. If you've already given them money, it might be too late. Just depends. If you want to share more of what happened here, I could try to help you. Or if you want to hop in my school community, I have a link down in the description of this live stream. You can join my school community and you can send me a private message there and I might be able to further assist you. But just to be clear, if you've already lost money, I'm not going to be able to help you recover it. And no one will be able to help you recover it. So if there's anyone claiming that they can help you get your crypto back, they're lying to you. So I just want to make that clear. Lucky Universe says, yes, you have to report any profit or loss. It can, of course, differ in regards to taxes from country to country. Best is to ask Claude or ChatGPT. The best is to actually ask a tax professional, not AI. Can you let us know your thoughts on, again, I don't believe in taking loans or putting your crypto up as collateral. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Do you think Tangem is the most safe wallet to use and worth holding all your coins on there? I don't think Tangem is the most safe. And it's kind of like the same question as like, what's the best cold wallet? There's no such thing. It really comes down to each individual. So, I like Tangem. Some people hate Tangem and will never use it. So does that mean Tangem is bad because other people hate it? Or does it mean it's great because I like it? It depends. I trust Tangem to hold, a good amount of my crypto, but I also trust Ledger and Trezor. Uh, my recommendation is if you have that question or if you're asking that question, it sounds like you should probably diversify your crypto into different or multiple wallets. Whether that's two Tangem wallets or Tangem and a Ledger, that's up to you. Um, but I think diversification in general is an important part of operational security. I don't really recommend holding all your crypto on one wallet. I don't care what wallet it is. If you consider it, a good amount of crypto. Like if you'd be devastated that the one wallet you hold your crypto on got hacked and you lost everything, probably a good sign you should be using multiple wallets. Lucky Universe says time to go bald. I'm not going to go bald until I go bald, if you know what I mean. What are the latest with quantum computing and hardware wallet? Nothing. The same as always. The quantum computing argument comes out every year. As far as quantum computing and hardware wallets, it's not up to the hardware wallets to make crypto safe from quantum computing. The networks are the ones that are responsible who are responsible for making a quantum proof crypto. So like the Bitcoin network, for example, if quantum computing was a threat to the Bitcoin network would actually need an upgrade itself. And then the wallets will just come in and implement those upgrades into their firmware or whatever. So it's not up to the hardware wallets per se. Lucky Universe says Trezor has support for upgrading against it, but right now Quantum is still at least 3 to 4 years away. There will most likely be upgrades rolling out. They've been saying Quantum is 3 to 4 years away for the last 5 years, so careful with what you're consuming there. If you had to choose, which one would you pick, Ledger or Tangem? It depends. It depends. I would need more than that to answer that question. Like Tangem is a mobile only wallet. So if you're someone who only has a computer, well, you can't even use Tangem. So I wouldn't recommend it. Whereas, Tangem supports different cryptocurrencies that Ledger doesn't support. So there's a lot more to it than just, which one would you pick? Personally, if you're asking me personally, I use Tangem more than I use Ledger just because it's more convenient. Doesn't mean I necessarily prefer Tangem more. It's just I happen to find myself picking up my Tangem wallet more and using it than any of my other wallets. By the way, again, links down in the description. Ledger, they're having their sale right now. It only goes for the next week. So if you want to jump on it, now would be the time to do it. The Ledger Stacks, you get $80 in free Bitcoin. The Ledger Flex is $70 in free Bitcoin. The Ledger Nano Gen 5 is $30 in free Bitcoin. Ledger Nano X, $20 in free Bitcoin. And the Ledger Nano S Plus, $10 in free Bitcoin. Or if you're looking for a Tangem wallet, I have a link to that down in the description as well. You get 20 to 30% off your order plus free Bitcoin as well. So all those links are down in the description if you're looking for a good wallet deal. Which one? Let's see. Marie says, thank you for answering my question. God bless you. Absolutely. Thank you. Jack Whalen says, if you have no seed phrase and Tangem app no longer exists, how can you access your crypto on the blockchain? If you have no seed phrase. So Tangem actually wrote an entire article on this, but the Tangem app is 100% open source, so it can technically be recreated by anyone. That said, if the Tangem app like disappeared from the App Store, the basic functions would still work. So sending and receiving crypto in the Tangem app doesn't rely on like Tangem servers. Those functions still rely on the blockchain. So worst case scenario, you would still be able to use the app to send crypto out of the wallet. The third party functions wouldn't work. So you wouldn't be able to like buy, sell, swap, stake, or earn yield, but you would be able to do the core blockchain functions like sending and receiving. But again, that's why I prefer to use a seed phrase with my Tangem wallet, because I don't want to have to rely on an app or a specific product. A seed phrase works across virtually all hardware wallets. That's why I like to use it. Is Tangem Wallet going to support USDC on other networks besides Polygon? Wealth Transfer Gold. Just to be clear, Wealth Transfer Gold, Tangem already supports USDC on multiple networks. I believe you're talking about Tangem Pay, which is a completely separate product. I believe they will support more cryptocurrencies eventually. Were there any risks a few years ago with the XRP Sologenic airdrop? I forgot exactly how it worked, but I'm wondering if I could have left a backdoor. I have no idea because I don't know what that airdrop is. But if you sign a transaction for that airdrop, then most likely you have an approval still open in your wallet. So you could go to something like revoke.cash and you can check there. I don't know if it works for XRP though. It does support XRP. Yeah, so you could go to revoke.cash and see all of your wallet approvals, and you would basically need to revoke those approvals. And I'll drop that website down in the chat right now, revoke.cash. But yeah, if you're signing any kind of transactions on any DeFi platform, you basically have opened up a backdoor to your wallet. I already filed my taxes next year, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. What's going on, Samsung Apple? Happy to see you in the live. Is there something that Sailor knows and we don't? How could someone bet his life on Bitcoin? It's called conviction, my friend. You gotta play big to win big. So, and yeah, I would say Michael Saylor's understanding or future understanding of Bitcoin is a lot deeper than most people. If you've listened to any of his talks, yeah, what he believes Bitcoin is and where it's heading, that's why his conviction is strong. Keith Barnes says, Kraken didn't release my funds after they froze my account. They just closed it. I lost about 25,000. If that's true, Keith Barnes, I would probably look into, seeking advice from a lawyer and checking there, because $25,000 is a lot of money to lose. I don't think that's just something that you should sweep under the rug. At least I wouldn't. Is there any safe password managers to use? I'm sure there are, but I don't have any recommendations off the top of my head. Texas Patriot says, to track swaps on Tangem, would it be safe to connect to Coin Ledger? You can. Now, let me be clear. When you're connecting a wallet to Coin Ledger, you're not actually connecting your wallet. You're not signing transactions. You're simply entering your wallet's receiving address so that Coin Ledger can go and pull that data from the blockchain. So you're not giving it any information that isn't already out there. So Sunseeker says, hello, Skrilla. Would like to ask, if man lost his Tangem cards, can he install a new wallet since he has the seed phrase? Yes. If you lose all your Tangem cards and you have the seed phrase, or as long as you have your seed phrase, you have access to your crypto. So you could buy a new set of cards. When you set up the cards, instead of tapping create a seed phrase, you would import the seed phrase and you're good to go. Koss says, oh my goodness, thanks a lot. Is Flex really faster than Stacks in daily use? In daily use, I mean, you're looking at milliseconds, right? So, I mean, if that really matters to you, technically the Flex is faster. If it doesn't, then it's probably not something you're going to notice. Should we start buying stable coins? I have no idea. I don't know why you'd want to buy stable coins. I don't have an answer for you. Mnet says, thank you, Cyberskrilla, for all you do. Absolutely. Thanks for being here on the live stream. Your school sounds awesome. I am in. Cool. Well, I'll see you inside the school community then. And we have our next group call is next Thursday. Yeah, our next group call is next Thursday. So I'll hopefully see you on the group call. Let's see, where were we? Lucky Universe. There we go. I think there was a mix up. I sent your Ledger referral link earlier, but later said folks in chat should ignore it and use the one in the description. I gotcha. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you try to send links in the chat, it'll just automatically block it, thankfully. Nothing against you. I just, scammers will come in here. But I appreciate you clearing up the mix up. Sunseeker says, how that guy who fell for phishing attack lost his Tangem wallet contents is it because the app is on the mobile or the app saved the. No, that's not. Usually with the phishing attack, they get you to give them your seed phrase. It has nothing to do with Tangem. So Mike says, so selling my XRP that includes the deposited spam XRP on Tangem is okay. Was afraid to buy, selling, or interacting with some spam coins, I would lose money. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if you're getting like small amounts of XRP, I mean, you can't really separate it, so you just sell it with it. It's not going to compromise your wallet. I decided to buy Tangem and move around 12K to it for long holding. Cool that you got Tangem wallet. I definitely would recommend not saying how much money you have and are moving around on the internet. Just a heads up, because we have a lot of bad people out here, especially ones that like to target our channel. Will Tangem incorporate multiple receiving address? I believe this provides a better level of privacy. Again, I have no idea. I am not Tangem. Tangem has been telling us they're going to provide that for a couple years now. They gave us something maybe to hold us over, the multiple account option, which allows you to create up to 20 different addresses per crypto network. As far as when they'll actually add a multi-receiving address like most other wallets have, your guess is as good as mine. Oh, I skipped one here. What should be the first time user way to move then safely from the exchange? If you're sending crypto from your exchange to your cold wallet for the first time, I would highly recommend sending a small test amount first. That way you know that you're doing it correctly. So if you're sending, 10K, for example, maybe just send like $15 or $10. I would say send less, but some networks like the XRP network require a deposit of at least 1 XRP. So if you don't send enough, your crypto, you won't actually see your crypto. So that's why I say, send 10 to $15 starting out. Once you've confirmed that you did it correctly and your crypto arrived on your wallet, you could send the rest safely. Billy Bob says, is there any possibility that a hacker could randomly access a crypto wallet by guessing or randomly entering seed phrases and see what comes up? Possibility, anything is possible. Likelihood, less than 0.0001%. The possible number combinations of seed phrases is so great that it's virtually impossible. Like statistically speaking, you're more likely to get struck by lightning every day of your life and survive every time getting struck than someone is to guess a seed phrase. Just to put that into perspective. Cheryl says, my head of hair looks lovely. Now I know you're lying. But thanks, Cheryl. Pearls of Wisdom, what's going on? Just wanted to say hi and congrats on the new studio. Thank you. Appreciate you. How does one join your school club? Andre Chandler, it's in the description. Yep, it's the school link, exactly, down in the description. But I always try to include like everything I'm talking about down in the description. So all the things that we covered in this live stream so far, all the resources are down in the description. Ledger's deal that they're doing for the next week only is down there. It's the first link in the description. Again, you get free Bitcoin with any Ledger wallet you order. I also have my hands-on reviews for each Ledger wallet down there. So, Ledger Nano S Plus, Ledger Nano X, Ledger Flex, Stacks, and Gen 5. I have all the reviews down there. I also have a user guide that will work for any other touchscreen models because they all work the same. So if you want to learn how to actually use one of these, how to send crypto to it, how to set it up, I have my user guide down there. Also, if you're looking for a Tangem wallet, which as many of you know is one of my favorite cold wallets, I've got a link down in the description that'll get you 20 to 30% off depending which ones you buy and free Bitcoin. And then of course, if you want to join my private community where you get direct access to me and 100 other members, My school link is down there as well. So just a heads up. Rakib says how to make deposit crypto anonymously. Not sure what you mean. It's kind of hard to be truly anonymous in crypto if you're using a centralized crypto exchange, which for 99% of crypto users, you have to use a centralized crypto exchange. And that means going through KYC, giving them your name, your address, social security, things like that, assuming you're in the US. But even if you're not in the US, there is still some form of KYC probably. So if you're using an exchange to buy crypto or to sell it, you're not going to do that anonymously. RGA XRP, how can we protect ourselves against a quantum hack of our accounts? It's not up to you to figure that out. Let's be honest. We are users. We're not the developers. We're not the creators of these networks or of crypto or of these wallets. So all we can do is stay up to date on the news and what's evolving, and basically just wait for these developers to come out with quantum proof, whatever, cryptography, right? When that happens, I guess some things that we could be doing, make sure that your wallets are up to date, right? If you're using a wallet that requires firmware updates, just make sure you're staying on top of firmware updates. Aside from that, there's really nothing you can do. We have to leave this up to the professionals and trust that they will, make the proper changes. Tat says, hi there. Does Ledger, Tangem, and Trezor hold your keys in time of your initial configuration? In time the key phrase is being passed to you? No hardware wallet company holds your key ever. When you're setting up a wallet, it's generated locally. So Ledger and Trezor, the key is randomly generated inside the physical device. It's never sent to Ledger. So when you set up a wallet, the key is actually generated offline on this device. With Tangem, if you use a seed phrase, the seed phrase is generated locally in the app on your phone, and then it is sent to each one of your cards and then erased from the app. But it's never in Tangem's possession. They don't know your seed phrase. Vitrue says, what do you think about the build and credit card and Ledger wallet? You think it's safe to spend some money with it? I always only use a little money on the card. The rest will be in my cold wallet. Their card is, sure, you can use it. It's not a self-custodial card like Tangem. With the Ledger card, I believe it's connected to like a crypto exchange. So you don't actually own that crypto. It is held by a centralized company and it allows you to spend it. If that's something you're interested in, then I'm sure it's fine. Personally, not something that I'll be using. Let's see where we're at here. What is this? The chat rate, mostly recent time, activity, stream health is good. Nice. Yeah, so this is my first time. This is my first time streaming directly through the YouTube app. So I've always used a streaming platform called StreamYard. And it was great until all of a sudden it wasn't. And I'd be talking and I would say something and then like 3 seconds later my mouth would move. It's terrible lag. So, and it doesn't, I even tried using my old camera, it doesn't work. So this is my first time streaming through YouTube. And it's different. So I'm still trying to learn how to do it. But I wanted to jump on a live stream so badly that I was like, well, I'll just learn in real time because, what better way to learn? But yeah, happy to be doing a live stream. This is really one of the only places that you're going to get live customer support in the crypto space. So whether it's, crypto exchange questions or crypto wallets, hardware wallets, I'm happy to answer your questions, comments, concerns, because you're not going to find that or get that anywhere else. That's why I like to do these live streams. So I appreciate all the good questions you guys have been dropping, and I'm happy to answer them. and I should be making some new videos here soon. Again, I wish I could show you around the studio, but I'd have to take my camera off, and it's connected to a lot of different stuff. So not going to take it off, but yeah, I've been working on the studio. This light right here, it's right above my head. It's this big. Not even kidding. So it's a big circle light. And then I've got a light back here. I've got another light up here. And I've got a bunch of acoustic boards. I have one in front of me, one right to the side of me, one over here, and then two back here. You can see one right there. It's 2 feet by 4 feet. And before, it was super echoey in here. But now if I clap, there's no echo. So it sounds great. Starting to look better. I think this is a look I'm going to go with for now. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's why I haven't been making any videos lately. But I did want to jump on a live stream and see what was going on. So I appreciate everyone who joined today. But yeah, let's see if we have any more questions that I can answer. Todd Haynes. Just picked up 3 more Tangem wallets with your discount code. Need to create a seed phrase on my old wallets, and then we'll split between them both. Thank you for all that you do. Awesome. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate your support very, very much. Thank you. Do you suggest any good crypto credit card with a good cash back? Honestly, I'm sure there's some good options out there. I don't personally use credit cards though, so I don't have any recommendations for you. Someone said SoFi. SoFi is a bank that offers. It's actually the only bank I believe right now that offers. It's like a crypto exchange and bank in one, so you could look into that. Andre Chandler says, "Do you think XRP will go to $1? I'd love to buy more then." I am not Jay Claver. I don't make XRP predictions or any price predictions, so I'm not going to give my opinion. I don't even have an opinion on XRP, but if I did, I honestly would not share it publicly because I don't want. It's just not something I like to do on this channel. I don't, what you invest in and what I invest in and all that stuff. I think we should all keep that kind of private for security. So. LT Man, what's going on? Super happy to see you in here. LT Man, as always, I think he's been on every live stream since at least Christmas. I don't think he's missed one. So I appreciate you, LT Man. Hope you and your family are doing well. What's your opinion on SoFi? Thank you for your support. Yeah, thank you. SoFi, again, I don't use SoFi. I did one video on it when it was about how the banks are taking over crypto, which they are. SoFi is the first bank that is really taking over crypto. I think if you want to use it to like buy crypto, I think it could be an easy option. That way you don't have to have like a separate crypto exchange and a bank account. It's all in one. I would just caution, don't keep your crypto on SoFi. If you're buying crypto there, still use self-custodial hardware wallets. That would be my opinion. Do you have any tips for maximum security using the Trezor Safe 7 using apps on Apple devices? A couple things. I mean, obviously order your Trezor wallet directly from Trezor's website. Download the app from their website or download the software from their website. If you can, go to trezor.io, get the QR code for their app on mobile, download the one for desktop from their website. Don't go to the app store directly. That way, you're downloading the official app. Other than that, just make sure you use your hardware wallet correctly. So don't connect it to random DeFi platforms. Only use your hardware wallet if you're using it to secure your crypto. Only use it to secure your crypto. So send crypto to it, hold it, and that's it. Then if you're ready to sell, you can send crypto back. But don't connect it to a bunch of websites and stuff because then it's not a cold wallet anymore. It's essentially a hot wallet. But other than that, yeah, you should be good. Tat, you are welcome. LT Man with the prayer hands, absolutely. Cheryl says, you've mentioned previously that there are fake crypto web addresses pretending to be actual crypto application addresses. So how do I know what the real address? Do you have a list? I don't have a list. That'd be impossible to keep up a list. Um, if you're talking about websites, you just kind of have to know. I mean, I don't really have a good answer for that. It's pretty obvious to me when there's a fake website because it'll be like Trezor security wallet update.io versus just Trezor.io. Like there's always additional words and funky looking things. Now, if you're talking about downloading apps on the App Store, the best way that you can avoid downloading a fake app is to get the app link from the official website. So again, like with Trezor, go to Trezor.io. With Tangem, go to Tangem.com, etc. LT Man says, thanks for sharing and always trying to respond to everyone. Absolutely. That's what I'm here to do. Let's start a poll, shall we? What should this poll be? Let's see. I'm trying to think of a poll to run here. When are you going to play the keyboard for us? I should, huh? I don't actually like read music. I just like to freestyle. I wouldn't say I'm good or not even close to good. I'd just like to jump on the keyboard and just start playing stuff. So recently I was trying to learn shoot, what is that song called? I don't know. It's a song I've used in some of my videos, but I don't know. It would be fun to play though. Let's see here. Let me just check something. One second here. Okay. Here we go. Gonna put a poll up here on screen. Just started a poll. I don't know, just a random one. If you want to vote, we can see what's going on. I just started a poll. Looks like we got a couple votes. I'm just I'm experimenting how the YouTube live stream works. So if you want to drop your vote down there, I put 3 options. I said, are you taking advantage of the Ledger free Bitcoin deal? Drop your vote and we can talk about that in a second. LT Man says, how's working out going for you? Looks like you put on some muscle. Yeah, definitely. I put on quite a bit of muscle, really just muscle memory from, I've been working out for like 12 years now. Actually, 32. I've been working out for over 12 years, close to 15 years. Doesn't really look like it because I'm so on and off. Yeah, working out's been good. I've lost about 15 pounds in the last couple months while putting on muscle. So that's kind of been the goal going in the summer, lean out. And then as we get into the colder months, I can bulk back up. Back is still, on and off, hit or miss. But overall, it's been good. Let's see. James says, does any of the crypto hard wallets store inside the device? James, store what? What are you talking about specifically? If you could just clarify. Or I could probably just answer it anyways. Hardware wallets don't store crypto. That's not possible. Crypto only lives on the blockchain. It doesn't live on exchanges. It doesn't live in hardware wallets, doesn't live in software wallets. Crypto only lives on the blockchain, What hardware wallets hold and why they're so secure is the keys that are used to access your accounts on the blockchain where your crypto is held. That's what hardware wallets hold. Um, Greece says Axel F is always a good tune to learn for the keyboard. Axel F, huh? I got it pulled up here and I'll check it out later. Thank you. Gallus says, you said Arculus can get cash deposits. Explain how this works. Now, I'm not I haven't talked about Arculus in this live stream. So I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Unless you're talking about the MoneyGram thing. So Arculus allows you to deposit physical cash and convert it to USDC using MoneyGram, which I kind of show in the video. But basically, you go to MoneyGram location, you select cash in the Arculus MoneyGram exchange menu, and then you provide the cash to the agent, which is then converted into USDC and transferred directly to your Arculus wallet. So if that's what you're talking about, the MoneyGram thing, that's how that works. Killa says, hi there. Do you think quantum computing going to be a threat to on the crypto ecosystem? I'm not personally worried about it because even if I were worried about it, there's really nothing we can do as users. Will it be a threat? Maybe. But just to be clear, they've been saying it's going to be a threat for the past, 5 years. So James, LT man with the muscle emojis. James says, okay, James, does that make sense though? I do want to make sure that was clear because again, wallets and things, they don't hold crypto. Crypto only exists on the blockchain. So you're never going to find a wallet that holds crypto because it's just not possible. It doesn't make sense. LT man says, by the way, I just got my Visa on Tangem. Nice. Have you tried using it? I'm excited and nervous at the same time. I haven't because it's still not available in my area. So I've already signed up for Tangem Pay and basically, just waiting for it to be available, which it's not. But I do have a lot of people in my school community who have been using Tangem Pay since it came out. I mean, they're buying things like McDonald's and various subscriptions with it. So, yeah, it seems to work as advertised. John says, Skrilla, congrats on the weight loss. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thoughts on Fidelity as an exchange? I don't really have any thoughts on that. Fidelity Crypto. Let me just check something with Fidelity. So, I mean, I would say Fidelity is going to be limited in which cryptocurrencies you can buy. Also, I just double check. It says you can, but I would double check that they'll allow you to send your crypto off of their platform because some platforms will let you buy and trade crypto on their platform, but they won't let you send it externally, which is just a way so that they can control you. So if you're going to use something like Fidelity, just make sure that you can transfer it to your own hardware wallet so that you can secure your crypto and actually own it. Because if you leave it on Fidelity or even Coinbase, Kraken, that's not actually your crypto. It's a digital IOU. Gail Simmons says, I lost $10 test on Tangem. Can I get it back? How? All I see is zero in my account. I would need more context if you wanted me to troubleshoot that, just because it depends on the network. And it depends on what you did. Like, did you send it on the right network? Did you send it to the right address? Was it XRP? I need more details. For crypto, yeah, J Dogger, I already answered that. If you're going to buy crypto on Fidelity or through Fidelity, you need to make sure that you can transfer it to an external wallet. Also, it's going to be more limited in the types of cryptocurrencies you can buy versus buying it on a dedicated crypto exchange. James says that it makes sense. Okay, cool. James, if you have any follow-up questions, comments, concerns, just drop them. Happy to continue that conversation. I have my Tangem, K Solo the Great says, I have my Tangem card. It's not a physical card, but you can add it to your cards on your iPhone. Yeah, you're talking about the Tangem Pay. Let's not confuse Tangem Pay with the Tangem wallet. But Tangem Pay, yeah, it's right now there's a virtual card, and then they'll have the physical card later on. Let's see. Gail Simmons says it was XRP. Okay. So let's see. A couple of questions. Where did you send the XRP from? If you sent it from an exchange, you need to make sure that you're sending it on the same network. So if you're just, it's like if you sent it on, let me just bring up an example here. Let's see, XRP. So like in Tangem, there's 3 different XRP networks, right? Yeah. You have XRP Ledger, you have the BNB network and the BNB Smart Chain. You need to make sure, first off, that the right network is enabled. So one thing you could try right now before anything is just enable all the networks and see if it appears on any of them, because maybe you sent it to one of these networks. But whatever network you sent the XRP from, like on Coinbase, that needs to be the one that you also received it on in Tangem. If you sent it to the wrong network, you may have lost it. But again, I would need even more context to really help you find it. Jay Dogger says, thank you. I think it's bank backed, so it's a little more secure than exchanges like Coinbase or Kraken. Not really. It's not more secure. I would disagree. All the crypto exchanges follow the same rules, laws, and regulations as the banks. That's how they're available. That's how they're able to operate in the US. So I wouldn't say it's more secure. Again, you're going to be more limited on something like Fidelity. You might even have a lower, use it if you want to, right? Again, just to make sure with Fidelity that you can transfer your crypto off of Fidelity. Do not leave your crypto on exchanges like Fidelity or Coinbase, because it's not actually your crypto. Just make sure that's the case. The Sweet Mama says, I purchased my Ledger today. Thank you. Awesome. The Sweet Mama, which Ledger did you get? I'm curious. Curious which one you got. Let's see. Gail says, how can I get help to figure out what I did wrong? I've emailed Tangem for weeks to get an answer. It was from Uphold to my Tangem. They show it on the blockchain. Well, again, I'm trying to help you right now. The thing that I recommend doing is going to your Tangem wallet right now and enabling all the XRP networks, and then going back to your homepage and seeing if the XRP appears, because it might be already in your wallet and it's just sitting on a network you haven't enabled yet. So start there. If you sent it on the wrong network, most likely that $10 is gone. Let's see what this poll here is looking like. So 11 minutes ago, I posted, are you taking advantage of the Ledger free Bitcoin deal? Looks like 11% said yes, 74% said no, 16% said, "What is that?" Fair enough. The sweet mama purchased the Gen 5. Nice. This is a Gen 5. I also just got the new white version of the Gen 5. I haven't even opened it yet. But Gen 5 white, they have a green one and I think a red one. As far as what the Ledger free Bitcoin deal is, for the next week, Ledger is having a huge promotion where you get free Bitcoin. And the way that works with Ledger wallets is they actually send you a physical voucher with your wallet. So like you'll open up this box here and there will be a voucher in here and it'll have a QR code that you'll scan and it'll give you the instructions on how to claim your Bitcoin directly in your Ledger wallet. And then after 14 days, you'll be able to actually claim it. But right now for the next week, you get $80 in free Bitcoin if you buy a Ledger Stacks. You get $70 in free Bitcoin if you buy a Ledger Flex. You get $30 in free Bitcoin. So Sweet Mama just got $30 in free Bitcoin when she bought her Gen 5. You get $20 in free Bitcoin if you buy the Ledger Nano X, or $10 if you buy the Ledger Nano S Plus. The link to that it's the first link in the description of this live stream. That link takes you directly to Ledger's website. It's just my promo link. So they have like a profile set up for me on their website, which gets you access to this deal. Also, if you're not interested in Tangem and you want something, if you're not interested in Ledger and you want something like Tangem, I have my link down in the description as well. You can get 20 to 30% off your Tangem wallet plus free Bitcoin. That's another deal that's going on right now. Along with other links in the description. Again, all my links, they always link to the manufacturer's website. I never link to third-party websites because I would never buy a wallet from a third-party website, so I wouldn't link anyone else to one. But yeah, that's the deal that's going on. Again, it lasts for the next like 5 to 7 days for Ledger. So take advantage of it if you're looking for a good wallet and some free Bitcoin. Cheryl says, thank you. This was my first live stream experience of any kind. Very helpful and enjoyable. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you joining. And that's cool as your first live stream. This is my first time live streaming through YouTube. Not live streaming on YouTube, but live streaming directly through the YouTube app. So it's been an interesting experience, but seems to work fine. I don't know, man. Tastes good, but tastes kind of funky. Anyone else try this Kirkland energy stuff? 0 sugar, but artificial sweeteners. That tastes like crap. It's expensive if you want to eat healthy. That's what I've been learning. If you want to buy, I don't really buy like organic vegetables and crap because I saw a study where organic vegetables and fruits aren't actually any less toxic than regular stuff. But in general, if you want to eat healthier, it can be a lot more expensive than just buying a bunch of junk, especially in today's age. Let's see what's going on here. Also, something else that I forgot to mention, if you want direct access to me, like you need help with anything, you have a specific question, or you just want to be able to send me a text message, or if you want to jump on group calls with me and our other members every 2 weeks and get access to industry experts once a month, as well as a community of 100 other people, I do have a link to my school community down in the description of this live stream as well. Again, we're at about 100 members now. And if you go to that link, there's a video that'll introduce you to the platform and show you everything you get with that membership. But yeah, if you're looking for more direct access to me, school is a place to do it. I'm only active with my audience here on YouTube, on the live streams, in the comments, and really on school. So Forever Forgiven, another OG, always showing up on the live streams. Hey, Skrilla, hope all is well. Brother, appreciate your guidance and safety in securing our crypto. Absolutely. I appreciate you always stopping by and saying what's up. Good stuff. That said, guys, it looks like we're all out of questions. So I'm going to end this poll here. end poll. Okay, we got 21 votes. And yeah, this is your time to get in your question. Any questions about crypto security, crypto exchanges, hardware wallets, whatever it may be, happy to answer them live here. If we don't have any more questions, I'm going to dip out of here. But I'll give you a few seconds while I explore this add stream marker. While I explore this a bit more. Looks like someone just joined the school community over from this live stream. I appreciate you, whoever joined. Won't say your name out loud, but I appreciate you joining. Let's see if we have any new questions. What do you think about the XRP plan to deal with quantum? I'm not sure. Not sure what the XRP plan is. And yeah, I don't have any opinion on that, to be honest. K Solo the Great says, I left a question. K Solo, I answered your question. Or maybe I didn't. The last comment you left was, oh, I see. I skipped it. Will people who buy crypto with Social Security be taxed different, or does that not matter? I don't know. I don't think that matters. And buying crypto in itself is not a taxable event. It's when you dispose of crypto. So just because you're, Social Security doesn't mean you're going to be taxed differently if you're selling investments, from my understanding. Cross Decentral says, do you recommend using a phone or a laptop to interact with Cold Wallet? Either one. It just depends on what wallet you're using. There's no right or wrong answer. The security really comes from the device, the hardware wallet device, not necessarily your computer or phone. So I'd say whatever you prefer is what you should use. Whatever you're more comfortable using, use that. I like using my phone. I think it's more convenient. But if you like using your computer, that's fine too. MNES, thank you again. This was awesome as always. Absolutely. Thanks for all the good questions. John says, I know that you advocate for simplicity when it comes to securing your crypto. Besides a cold wallet, what are the other things you do? Really, it comes down to like how you operate. So again, I mean, if we're talking specifically crypto, using your cold wallet correctly. So a lot of people they'll just buy a Ledger wallet and then they'll treat it like every other wallet they've owned. So they'll continue connecting it to websites and things like that. You may as well throw your hardware wallet away if you're doing that. So you really should be separating your actions. So that's one of the main takeaways. Buy a hardware wallet, have one that's just a savings account. You use it just for holding crypto, and any stuff you're doing on like trading platforms or in DeFi, use a completely separate wallet. Aside from that, I mean, like basic stuff, knowing never to share your seed phrase. Don't click on links that show up in your email, unsolicited links. If there's ever like an urgent message from a brand, you can just go to the website and the message should appear on their website. You shouldn't have to click through any links on an email. And then kind of like outside of crypto, just general security. When it comes to things like your bank account, I have multiple bank accounts. So that way, because with our bank accounts, we're connecting it to different websites too, which is also a risk, right? Or like if your identity gets stolen, they could access your bank account. So it's good to have bank accounts or savings account that you literally only use as savings account. They're not connected to any websites. You don't have a card for it. You never use it to buy stuff. You just use it as a money holding account that you transfer money between. So store the bulk of your money in that one account that never touches anything. What else? Obviously, don't do sensitive stuff on public Wi-Fi. The SIM card thing, that's another important thing, is make sure you call your phone, your phone provider. So whether that's AT&T, T-Mobile, make sure you put a SIM lock on your phone so that people need to know the PIN to change your to change your SIM card to prevent SIM swap attacks. We've had a couple people in the community who have been SIM swapped. And if someone SIM swaps you, they can get access to really all of your accounts if you're using your phone number as a 2FA, which is another security thing I recommend is don't use your phone number as 2FA. A safer option would be to use something like Google Authenticator or some kind of authentication app. Don't use your email. But I would say when it comes to 2FA, in order of security, it would be something like a YubiKey would be the safest, followed by a dedicated 2FA app, followed by email, followed by text message. Right? Text message 2FA is better than no 2FA, but if you have the option, you should use something like Google Authenticator. Yeah, those are some of the basic security things that I would recommend. Sherry. Hi there. Thanks for all your info. So helpful. Absolutely. Appreciate you being here on the live stream. K-Solo the Great. Appreciate it. Absolutely. Good questions. Have you heard of Yubico? If so, what are your thoughts? Yubico as in YubiKey. That's what I was just talking about. It's a good option for 2FA. A cool thing, actually, that a lot of people don't know. So Yubico, which is like a 2FA device, Tangem can also act as a 2FA device. So Tangem has the security key app that you can actually download on here. Let's see if I have it on this one. So you can actually use your Tangem wallet to secure your different online accounts. So you don't need to go buy a YubiKey if you have a Ledger wallet. So maybe I've been saying Tangem, but you don't need a YubiKey if you have a Ledger wallet. You can use your Ledger wallet for certain websites as like a 2FA. It's actually a universal factor authentication, but just a fun fact there. But even if you don't have a YubiKey, again, something like Google Authenticator app is better than nothing. Let's see. Cross Central says, do you think installing and using cold wallets on Graphene OS is overkill and complicated, or just a clean phone without my personal info fine? I think you're, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, I think you're overthinking it. If you really are that paranoid and that works for you, then fine, you can go that route. I've been using my hardware wallets with my everyday phone and computer for 6 years without issue. Again, the security of this device doesn't come from my computer or from my phone. It comes from the device. That's why I'm using this. Even if my phone or computer is hacked, it's not going to affect my Ledger wallet. So just as an example. Cheryl says, buy organic from small local farms is the best. Their soil base should be richest by far. Yeah, I mean, definitely. But again, that goes back to the expensive argument. Like if you're buying local beef and you want half a cow, you're paying, depending on the beef, you're paying anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000. So I have a Trezor and make a passphrase wallet in the Trezor, which I connect to a DeFi platform. Will my account without the passphrase be at risk? No, it won't, because they're completely separate wallets. Sweet Mama says, good advice. 100%. Just some basic advice, right? I've seen your video about Web3 scams in regards to storage and cold wallets. What is the purpose of Web3 access? It's a scam. There's no such thing as Web3 access. You'll see even certain wallets will advertise Web3. Web3 doesn't exist. Web3 is just another term for blockchain, which is where crypto lives. Web3 today doesn't actually exist. It's just a buzzword. But if anyone is telling you need to get your crypto on Web3 or to stop using cold wallets and use a Web3 wallet, that's 100% a scam. So you have to be very careful. John says, what are we supposed to do with suspicious crypto in our cold wallet? Had Coinbase lock my account due to suspicious activity after using a non-traditional exchange. Is that crypto stuck in limbo forever? So a couple different questions here. What are you supposed to do with suspicious crypto in your wallet? Now, is that crypto that you actually bought yourself, or did someone send that to you? If it's just like spam crypto, you should be able to hide it in your wallet. You don't want to touch it otherwise. If it's spam, you have to leave it alone, unfortunately. but you can hide it in your wallet just so that you don't accidentally interact with it. As far as if you're interacted with some non-traditional exchange, that's really associated with more your wallet address, not so much the crypto. So, maybe your wallet address is now considered high risk. You might need to start with like a new, fresh wallet address. Sagma says, if I set up a passphrase for an app on my Trezor, is it saved to the seed phrase? If I set up a passphrase for an app on my Trezor, I don't know what you mean by for an app, but setting up a passphrase isn't saved to the seed phrase. If you create a passphrase, it kind of is. I guess, a passphrase is just your core seed phrase, so a 24-word phrase plus whatever you make the passphrase. So you need both of them to access that specific wallet. So you have 24 words and your one phrase. That creates one wallet. John Felix, you're welcome. Good questions. Cherry, you're welcome. Ahmad says Ledger or Trezor. Depends. There's lots of things to consider. Depending on what models you're talking about too. Let me just start out by saying you can't go wrong with either Ledger or Trezor. They're both top of the line. They're both going to secure your crypto. So it really comes down to which device you prefer and which cryptocurrencies you hold, because Ledger supports way more cryptocurrencies than Trezor. Trezor supports a little less. And then depending on which Trezor device you're looking into, the old Trezor model, so basically Trezor Model 1 through the Trezor Safe 5, those are mainly desktop wallets. You can technically use them plugged into your Android phone. It's just not very convenient. They're really meant to be used on desktop. So if you're looking for a mobile wallet, you probably wouldn't want to go with the older Trezor models. However, the new Trezor Safe 7 is the first wireless Trezor wallet. So you can use it via Bluetooth or USB-C with your Android, iOS phone, or with your desktop. Whereas almost all the Ledger wallets will work on both mobile and desktop, with the exception of the Ledger Nano S Plus, which is really designed to be used for desktop. So it just depends. Other than that, you want to double check that whatever wallet you go with supports the cryptocurrencies that you want to secure with it. But again, you can't go wrong with either. I like them both. I use both Trezor and Ledger. Let's see. K Solo the Great. Nothing to be sorry about. That's what I'm here for. K Solo says he bought his Tangem wallet from Amazon about a year and a half ago. Hasn't had any issues. Should I still buy another one from Tangem website? So glad you had a Q&A. Yeah, I'm glad you have all these good questions. As far as obviously I would never recommend buying a wallet from Amazon or any website other than the manufacturer. So there's wallets on eBay, Facebook Marketplace even. I mean, just never, right? That said, there's never been a counterfeit Tangem wallet. Also, when you set up your wallet, the app verifies you're using a legit one. So if you're able to set up the wallet and you're using it, you know that you're good. I would just say moving forward, just to be safe, so that you don't accidentally purchase a bad wallet and have to go through the mess of purchasing a compromised wallet or something. Just avoid ordering from Amazon and other third-party marketplaces in the future. Also, most of those websites, you're going to get a better deal directly through the manufacturer. If you're buying a Ledger wallet right now, you want to do it through the website because they have their promo right now where you get up to $80 in free Bitcoin. Link to that is in the description, by the way. Whereas if you go buy a Ledger wallet on Amazon, I don't think you get that free Bitcoin. Same with Tangem right now. You get 30% off plus free Bitcoin if you go to their website, where you won't get that if you buy it on Amazon. I also have the link to that deal down in the description if you're looking for a Tangem wallet. But yeah, if you set up your Tangem wallet, you've been using it, you're good to go. John says, but if I move the crypto, then won't another wallet become high risk? It seems like my crypto is stuck in limbo. Well, it depends, John. I can't really say for sure. Is the like is it frozen for good? Have you talked to Coinbase? Like they should unlock your account. Just because it was frozen for suspicious activity, you should be able to clear that. So if you're trying to get access to that suspicious crypto, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Try a different exchange. Send that crypto somewhere else. If it's frozen on Coinbase, you really need Coinbase to unlock it. Otherwise, you're screwed. And that's why I don't use Coinbase. They are terrible. I mean, any and all exchanges will freeze your crypto, but Coinbase is trash. I stand on that. And I used to only use Coinbase. I will never use Coinbase again. It's complete garbage. That's just my experience. Let's see. I've had trouble getting XRP into my Tangem. Seems to be a blockchain incompatibility unless I'm doing something wrong. It depends. So whenever you send crypto, you need to make sure you're sending it on the same network you're receiving it on. So whatever Les Faux Rocks, whatever network you're sending the XRP on from the exchange, you need to be receiving it on the same network in the wallet. Otherwise, it's not going to work or it won't show up. So that's where you could be going wrong. But let me know if that makes sense. Ahmad says, thanks for your response. Absolutely. That's what I'm here for. Mness says, just joined your school. Thank you again for all you do. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. And I look forward to getting to know you in the school community. Jump over there right now. So we've had nice. We've had a couple people join the community from this live stream. I appreciate you all, and I look forward to getting to know you a bit more, hopefully on the group calls. Burf 0308 says, I love your content. You've helped me out so much. Thank you. Thank you, Burf, for your support and for dropping a kind comment. Makes my day. Pearls of Wisdom says, regarding YubiKey, is it smart to get one that can be used on laptop and phone, or is phone option not as smart? Yeah, of course. If you use both your phone and computer to access accounts that are secured by 2FA, then yeah, you'd want one that works on both. We fear the unfortunate may befall exchanges. What about the unfortunate befalling cold wallets? I mean, the companies that manufacture cold wallets. Well, you have to understand, cold wallets just implement the blockchain technology. So like if Ledger and Tangem go out of business, you can still take your seed phrase and use it in a Trezor. So you're not relying on the cold wallet company. You're really relying on your seed phrase, which is, blockchain technology. So. Roman said, your information has been super helpful. Thank you so much. Keep up your awesome work. Thank you. Appreciate that. Todd says, have you done a video in the past on using an authenticator to keep other things safe? If so, I will look that up on your channel. If not, could you do one in the future? So I've only done I don't really cover like content outside of crypto. So I really try to keep it crypto specific. So the only authenticator video I have is the Ledger security key video where I show you how to use that as a 2FA. So if you want a Ledger wallet and want to use it as your like authenticator device, I would watch that video. Let me just bring it up here. What is it? So if you just type in Ledger wallet security key app, I mean, Ledger has a video. I have a video too. Mine's better, trust me. You can watch my video and see how to use their security key app, which works similarly to a YubiKey. So, Pearls of Wisdom, you are welcome. Thanks for the good question. John says, thanks for the response. I feel like I stepped out of my league and it's biting me in the butt. I'll try contacting Coinbase again. They weren't very helpful last time. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Ask to escalate it to someone higher up the chain. You know, I don't know how much money you have. You definitely don't say. I'm just saying I don't know how much money you have tied up in Coinbase, but it might be worth threatening. Not legal or financial advice, but what my friend did is he threatened legal action. Basically, gave him a date. You have until this date to unlock my account. Otherwise, this will happen. You could go that route potentially, but they're probably just following their regulations, which is AML, anti-money laundering, and things like that. They're very strict, so I don't know. But don't give up. You have to stay on top of them. Otherwise, they don't give a crap about you. So you really have to put in the work to John if you want to get your crypto back. It's terrible. Burf sent a laughing jewels. I don't even know what is supers and highly merchant measures here future. Well, I appreciate you, Burf, for sending that. I don't know what it is, but I appreciate the 250 jewels. I'm sure I can use that somehow. I appreciate you, Burf, for doing that. Very generous of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Mness, you have a blessed day as well. I'll see you inside the school community. The sweet mama says, can I sync my Tangem Cold Wallet to CoinMarketCap to track my crypto portfolio? Is this safe? I haven't used CoinMarketCap. Assuming it's only asking for your receiving address, that's fine. You shouldn't, don't sign any transactions or anything like that. But generally, if it's just read only, then yeah, that's fine. Clive Stewart says, we have limited exchange in New York. Coinbase is the only one. That's not true. You have other options in New York. You have Gemini is another option in New York. You have Robinhood. You probably have nope, you don't have Uphold. Yeah, you have Robinhood. You can use Robinhood for crypto in New York. You can use, I just said Gemini, I believe, is based in New York. Yeah, Gemini is available in New York and is headquartered in New York City. That's another option. You also have, you don't have crypto.com. Who else? Yeah, I know New York is limited, but those are some of the exchanges. You have Gemini, Coinbase, and Robinhood that you can use in New York. Let's see if there are any other ones. You got Coinbase, Gemini, Bitstamp, Robinhood, and MoonPay are your options. Out of all those, I would probably try Gemini and Robinhood. If you want to get out of Coinbase, you could also use Cash App for Bitcoin buys. So you have a few options. Got a few options over in New York. Let's see. What's your opinion on Coin Depot? Vicente is asking. Vicente, I haven't used Coin Depot. Deposit and earn interest. Probably not something I'd ever use. Looks just, I don't know. It doesn't look, it looks weird to me. If I wanted to earn interest, I would do that natively in my cold wallet, to be honest. Thanks again for your work and knowledge of cold wallets. It has helped me and my friends. Absolutely. I'm glad it's been a help. Bitcoin Entrepreneur says, hey, bro, big fan. I'm building my channel weekly to promote the Bitcoin network. Nice. Appreciate your support and good luck on the channel. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. What's going on here? Pause this. Just checking some things here. Cool. Is staking on Coinbase a good idea? Safe? I wouldn't. That would require you to hold crypto on Coinbase. Get your crypto off exchanges. John's a perfect example. Coinbase is holding his crypto hostage right now. He can't even access his crypto. When you have crypto on an exchange like Coinbase, Robinhood, Kraken, Gemini, whatever it is, Vicente, that's not actually your crypto. The crypto is held in the exchange's wallet. Therefore, they control it. So they can freeze your funds. They can lock your account. They can close your account. Someone just commented earlier that the exchange closed their account and they lost $25,000. If that sounds fun to you, keep your crypto on an exchange. If you want to avoid that, send your crypto to a cold wallet and you can stake directly from your cold wallet. You can also earn interest directly from your cold wallet. You don't have to rely on these other platforms that control your crypto to earn money with your crypto. Which cold wallet is good? It depends. The things that you want to check, Vicente, is what cryptocurrencies you want to support using it. And because different wallets support different cryptocurrencies, and then what device do you want to use to manage your wallet? So Tangem is one of my favorites here on the channel. I have a link down in the description to get 30% off and free Bitcoin. And Tangem is a mobile-only wallet. It works with, so this is an old Tangem wallet. They look a little different now, but this is all it is. It's a card. And using NFC, you just scan it to your phone. This will secure your crypto. You can stake crypto on Tangem. You can earn yield on stable coins. And Tangem supports probably more cryptocurrencies than any other wallet that I'm aware of. But I have a link to this one down in the description. I also have a user guide on my channel. I've got a review I just released. My last video was a review of this. So this is the best one for beginners, I'd say. Right up there with Ledger, which is the wallet I started with. Ledger is doing a deal right now where you get free Bitcoin with any Ledger wallet you purchase from $10 to the Ledger Nano S Plus all the way up to $80 in free Bitcoin with the Ledger Flex. But just know that all the Ledger wallets are equally secure. And all the Ledger wallets, with the exception of the Nano S Plus, will work with both your phone and computer. So again, double check that the wallet supports the cryptocurrencies you want to hold and that it will work with your device, either phone or computer, and then go from there. But yeah, I'd highly encourage you, if you're holding your crypto on an exchange right now, get it the heck out of there. We've had several examples on this live stream alone of why keeping your crypto on an exchange is a terrible idea. Let's see. Bitcoin Entrepreneur says, I think you can use Strike in New York. Might be an option. Yep, as of March, you can use Strike in New York as well. Of course, that's only going to be for Bitcoin. So heads up there. Vicente, not sure if you had a specific question about Ledger, but if you do, feel free to drop it. Again, all the Ledger wallets, they have, 5 different models right now, which I've got all of them. These are all equally secure. So I mean, the Nano S Plus is the cheapest one, whereas the Ledger Stacks is the most expensive, most premium one. They're all going to offer the same security. So you just kind of got to choose, which form factor you like the most. Vicente, I never recommend purchasing wallets anywhere but from the manufacturer's website. That's just my opinion. Also, if you go to Best Buy to purchase your wallet, you're losing out on a bunch of money. Because, like I said, right now you get up to $80 in free Bitcoin if you just buy from their website. Um, you do whatever you want. I will never purchase a wallet from Best Buy or from a third party website. I always order my wallets directly from the manufacturer. Just this is the lowest risk. So this lowest risk option. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see what we got. Oh my goodness. Just check something here real quick. Just updated my iPhone today, and it is the new update is interesting. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Miss Cooper says, "Why can't I transfer H bar to my Tangem wallet?" I don't know. You would have to give me more context than that. There could be a lot of reasons. Usually, it's going to be because you're trying to send it on one network and receive it on another network. So whatever network you're sending H bar on from the exchange, you have to receive it on that same network in your wallet. So that would be, so like you have to receive it on the Hedera main network. If you open up your Tangem app, you can see H bar Hedera main. That needs to be enabled, and you need to make sure that's the network you're sending it on from wherever you're sending it. But what else? What else? What is? So yeah, that would be the main thing I'd look at. Todd says, Cybersquirrel, do you purchase crypto directly through a cold wallet and then send that crypto to another cold wallet? I've been using exchanges as of now. I know fees can be high when buying direct. No, I always buy crypto on the exchange and send it to whatever cold wallet I want it to go to. Just to be clear, when you buy or sell crypto through your cold wallet, you're still using an exchange. The cold wallets partner with these third-party exchanges to offer these services. Generally, the fees are going to be higher if you're buying through your cold wallet because the cold wallet is collecting fees from the third party, and the third party is collecting fees, and it's like a convenience fee basically. So if you want the best fees, buy on the exchange and then transfer directly to your cold wallet. Let's see. Miss Cooper from Coinbase. So again, it doesn't really matter where you're sending it from. I'm telling you, you need to send it on the correct network. So you're using Coinbase. Coinbase supports the Hedera network. So first, when you hit the send or the transfer button, make sure you choose the Hedera network. Then it's likely asking you for two things. One, the receiving address. That's the address that you copy from Tangem. Two, it's probably asking you for a memo tag. You don't need a memo tag when transferring crypto to your own wallet like Tangem. However, it still makes you put something there. So just enter 3 zeros and the transfer will go through. Now, you do need a memo tag if you're transferring back to the exchange ever, at least for Hedera and XRP. Only certain cryptocurrencies request a memo tag. But just know the memo tag is only for when sending to an exchange. You don't actually need one when sending to your own wallet. So again, hit the send button in Coinbase, choose the Hedera network, then copy the receiving address from your Tangem wallet, paste it into Coinbase in the receiving address spot. And then if there is a memo tag spot, which I believe there is, just put 3 zeros and do a small test transaction and confirm that you receive it. That should work. Ethan, good day, good day. Good day, mate. Thanks for joining the live. Vicente says, can you do a tutorial on sending crypto from Coinbase Kraken into cold wallet? I've already got that video up on my channel. Just type it on YouTube, how to send crypto to cold wallet. And it's the video that pops up is my video. It's how to send crypto to cold wallets, beginner's guide. That video will show you that process. I also have videos for specific wallets. So like if you buy a Ledger wallet, I have my Ledger Flex tutorial down in the description. It's the same process for all the Ledger touchscreens. So if you're looking for like a wallet specific video, you could watch that one. Same with Tangem. I have a Tangem wallet user guide. Shows you all that. Todd, you're welcome. Vicente, I do lives sporadically. I try to do one every week. I've been absent for a few weeks getting the studio put together, but once a week, just whenever I have time. And you are welcome. And Miss Copper, hopefully what I said made sense, but I think entering that memo tag, like putting a few zeros there, I think that's what's probably holding you up, assuming you're sending it on the right network. So definitely let me know. Yeah, just a heads up, everyone. We've got a few resources down in the description. Again, Ledger, they're having a massive sale right now for the next week. So it is a limited time, but you get up to $80 in free Bitcoin when you purchase any Ledger wallet. And that Bitcoin voucher comes with your device, and you'll be able to claim the Bitcoin directly in your Ledger wallet. So link to that deal's in the description. Tangem, which is another one of my favorite cold wallets, they currently have 20 to 30% off plus free Bitcoin using my link. That's down in the description as well. If you're looking for personalized help or want direct access to me, along with group calls every 2 weeks and group calls with industry experts, I have a link to my school community down in the description as well. It's $25 a month, but that gets you direct access to me. You can send me a message, and yeah, we get to talk face to face, at least over webcam, and talk about crypto. So if that sounds interesting to you, that's also down in the description. Does anyone have any more questions? Absolutely. Batang. I appreciate all you do. Absolutely. Happy to help. Vicente is at work right now. I just had a chance to join the live. We'll look up your channel and join so I can see your videos. Thank you so much for your guidance. Cool. Thank you, Vicente. Have a good day at work. Finish it out strong. And yeah, if you just leave a comment on the channel, I'll try to answer as well. So appreciate you. Let's see here. Yeah, I've been wanting to do pretty good. I've been wanting to do a live stream for weeks now. For those of you who are joining late, I try to do a live stream once a week, and I try to post at least one video a week, but I've been behind because of this. Same room, new studio. So it took me 3 weeks to get the new microphone set up, get the new camera set up, get the lens dialed in, get the lighting set up. This is 3-point lighting. I've got a light here. It's over 3 feet big. It's this large right above me. I've got another light over here. I've got another light back here. I've got acoustic panels that are 2 feet by 4 feet, 4 inches thick, all over the wall. I've got one in front of me, one directly right here. I have a wall right here. Got another wall right here with acoustic panel. Got another one back here, and I've got another acoustic panel right here, which makes it so it's not echoey in here because this microphone that I have is too good. It's the same one that MKBHD, if you follow like Marquez Brownlee. It's the same microphone he uses, and it's so good it was picking up the echoes. So now there's no echoes, and I can clap, and yeah, there's no echo. Super cool. So, anyways, long story short, it took me 3 weeks to get this all together. Just today, before I did the live stream, I got it all looking and sounding and working the way that I'm okay with. I'm happy with it. It could be better, but that's okay. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's why I haven't done any live streams, and that's why haven't been posting videos. But I'm excited to get back into it with the new camera and gear and everything. I try to do like one upgrade every year. That way, the channel keeps growing from like a quality standpoint. And then it also kind of reignites like, because doing YouTube, even though this is my full-time job and it is like, it is a dream job, at least for me, it's still a job at the end of the day. Like if you're doing it, to pay bills and stuff, like this is a job. It's the most demanding job that I've ever had, and I've held a lot of different positions at a lot of different companies. And yeah, sometimes it gets, I wouldn't say boring, but there are definitely highs and lows that come with YouTube, and there's a lot of self-doubt. So doing things like upgrading the space I'm recording in and just trying to make like slightly better quality videos, just like reinvesting a little bit of the money into making it a better video for everyone who's watching, and making it more fun, just helps keep me going because, just like a lot of us, like sometimes we get tired of our jobs. So doing something like this is a way to kind of reignite and just keep things fresh. Because if you're not growing, you're not really advancing. So, and of course, there's no growth without struggle. And setting this all up has been a huge struggle. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I spend 8 hours for the last 4 or 5 days trying to get the lighting decent. Not even kidding. That's how, because my lighting knowledge was zero. So, figuring out like what a 3-point lighting system is and kind of the different white balancing and all these different things was all new to me. So I had to learn lighting. I had to learn audio. I had to learn a little bit of videography and things like that. Just little chunks here and there, just so I could scrape it all together to make what you're seeing now. And it's on a live stream, so it's not even the best quality because live streams, they just suck the quality out of everything. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Okay, Soul the Great, your time and knowledge is greatly appreciated. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm here for. So are your questions and your support. So you're greatly appreciated. Console Burnout says, thanks for all your help. You convinced me to finally get a cold wallet a few months ago. Went with the LE Pal Titan 2.0. Definitely a bit of a learning curve, but easy now and crypto safe. Nice. Yeah, I'm glad you got a wallet that you're happy with. And glad you got a cold wallet. So sounds like you're on the right track. Now just keep moving forward and keep learning because the space evolves quickly in certain senses. So sounds like you're on the right track. I kind of like streaming through YouTube because I can throw up emojis. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Again, I was streaming through StreamYard before, which is a streaming platform, and they suck. So I canceled my subscription, and now I'm streaming directly through YouTube. That says, it looks like we're all out of questions. So all the links to all the deals are down in the description. You get up to $80 in free Bitcoin with Ledger, 30% off Tangem plus free Bitcoin. Link to my school community is down there as well. I'm going to get on out of here. Hope you all have a blessed day. Thanks so much for joining me, and peace out, guys.